Yeah, so Will Smith finally gave an apology to Chris Rock on a video where the other one was on Instagram typed out, and Chris Rock hasn't reached back out, but I can see why, because like just like the Instagram post, it seems a little politically correct. You know what I'm saying? Like the video seems kind of politically correct and rehearsed a little bit. It don't seem that. I'm gonna let y'all get into it.
Why didn't you apologize to Chris in your acceptance speech? I was fogged out by that point. It's all fuzzy. I've reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out. So I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk.
So I think part of the reason Chris ain't reached back out is because like this seems kind of fake. It seems kind of disingenuous to me because I'm glad he has apologized in that Instagram post and here, even though it seems kind of corny. But I'm like, you can be sorry now, but still been like, yo, at the time I was mad. That's what I think was really going on. Like at the time he was mad and he was like, yo, I said what I said and I wholeheartedly meant to leave him out of my acceptance speech. Like I didn't mean to apologize at that time. I was still mad. And that's understandable. You could apologize now and have still been mad, but I can guess this is probably why Chris ain't looked back out.
I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I saw an interview that Chris's mother did, and that was one of the things about that moment. I just didn't realize, and I wasn't thinking, but how many people got hurt in that moment. So I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I want to apologize to Chris's family, specifically Tony Rock. We had a great relationship. Tony Rock was my man, and this is probably irreparable.
Glad he apologized to Chris' mom, you know what I'm saying? Because that stuff you don't be thinking about in the moment when you get to tussling and all that. How it's going to affect the mom and pops and the kids and all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like Tony Rock. But there's something, what I'll be saying, this is kind of rehearsed and kind of politically correct because of the word choice. Like he was like, it's probably irreparable. Yeah, that's a word that people use, but it just, in this case, it just feel like that's a word that ain't from the heart. You know what I'm saying? But time will probably have to heal it. But this is why I'm saying you maybe need to talk from the heart instead of just trying to politically give these answers.
I spent the last 3 months replaying and understanding the nuances and the complexities of what happened in that moment. And I'm not going to try to unpack all of that right now.
Quick sidebar, yo, I love Will in the movies and how he talk and do his thing, Bad Boys, all of that. But man, in real life, when he get to talking, the complexities and the nuances of man, would you just talk? He be pausing and doing that whole look. Hey, I get he be thinking while he trying to put something together, but yo, man, I can't stand the way this dude talk in real life.
But I can say to all of you, there is no part of me that thinks that was the right way to behave in that moment. There's no part of me that thinks that's the optimal way to handle a feeling of disrespect or insults.
I mean, I think mostly no part of you, but agree. But just your arm though, your arm and your hand definitely didn't agree with that last statement because they just can kind of went into action on their own. But I'm just saying, maybe your legs, because your legs kind of walked you up there to do this. But I'm just saying, maybe it's just me. I don't know. Hey, I feel him though, man. We all make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? We all make mistakes, do stuff that we probably shouldn't have done. You know what I'm saying? And you feel it later. And, that's where we at right now.
After Jada rolled her eyes, did she tell you to do something? No. It's like, I made a choice on my own from my own experiences, from my history with Chris, Jada had nothing to do with it. I'm sorry, babe. I'm going to say sorry to my kids and my family for the heat that I brought on all of us.
Bull. I'm gonna call bull. Fake news on this one. Like, you already know, bro. We seen this in real time. You seen this in real time. You had 3 months to get your answer together for this question, and this is what you came up with. I just don't believe it. We saw you look and laugh, and then look at her, and she cut her eyes at you, and then let me go and get up and slap somebody. I'm just saying, we seen it. So, but listen, I know you don't want to admit it to yourself that Jada, because Jada been like dismantling your manhood for some years now. And that's hard to take for someone that claim they love you. But I'm just saying, whether you want to admit it or you want to say the truth or not, it seems too rehearsed to me. Some of your publicists will tell you to say. Some you will tell yourself to say because you don't want to admit the truth.
To all my fellow nominees, this is a community. It's like I won because you voted for me. And it really breaks my heart to have stolen and tarnished your moment. I can still see Questlove's eyes. It happened on Questlove's award, and it's like I'm sorry really isn't sufficient.
And then he apologized to other people that won that night, Questlove, and other people that voted for him to win, because I feel him. I feel you. I'm glad you did apologize to your family and these people, because we don't remember nothing about the whole night except for this slap. Not that I watched it in its entirety anyway. I didn't watch none of it. I just watched the slap. But we didn't care about who won anything or nothing but this slap. And so I'm glad he apologized.
What would you say to the people who looked up to you before the slap, or people who expressed that you let them down? So there's 2 things. One, disappointing people is my central trauma. I hate when I let people down. So it hurts. It hurts me psychologically and emotionally to know I didn't live up to people's image and impression of me. And the work I'm trying to do is I am deeply remorseful, and I'm trying to be remorseful without being ashamed of myself, right? I'm human.
Listen, so he said he wants to be remorseful, which means to be sorry without being ashamed. I don't really think you can be both. Because to be remorseful is to be sorry, but to be ashamed is embarrassed or guilty because of one's actions, characteristics, or associations. You should be ashamed of what you did because it didn't look good. You know what I'm saying? It didn't look good. And what you're saying by you don't want to be ashamed is you want to be proud of it. Like, shame is good. You know what I'm saying? People, they say don't slut shame, don't fat shame. No, don't listen. Shame is not to be, you shouldn't be proud of your body count being as high as the Twin Towers. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be able to eat yourself into becoming a 500-600 pound person and be proud of it. It's not healthy. It's not a good look. Shame is meant to counteract some of these things. It's meant to put balance back into it. You're ashamed that you're this big. It makes you work to slim down. Will, I don't think you could be sorry that you did this, but like poke your chest out that you smacked them at the same time. That's kind of what it's saying to me. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be remorseful and sorry, be that and be ashamed of your actions and do what you can do to correct them. You know what I'm saying?
And I made a mistake, and I'm trying not to think of myself as a piece of so I would say to those people, I know it was confusing. I know it was shocking. But I promise you, I am deeply devoted and committed to putting light and love and joy into the world. And, if you hang on, I promise we'll be able to be friends again.
Will, don't let what people think drag you down too much. I looked at you different from this. Me and my brother talked about it. We looked at you different, but it ain't nothing we about to hold on to. Like, I'm already looking forward to Bad Boys 4. I ain't really tripping over it as much. I don't think Chris Rock is gonna trip over it for the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? It's just do what you can do to move forward and be sorry genuinely. It ain't got to be on camera, but genuinely be sorry and be real with yourself. And man, you'll make it right with yourself, and you'll make it right with the world too. We still got love for you, man. Ain't nothing to trip over. You know what I'm saying? Just keep moving. And some of y'all may or may not know him, but Chris Rock has kind of never really addressed this too much, but he addresses it here and there, and he kind of moving on. He didn't respond to this interview, but he pretty much said in one of his shows, like, I'm not a victim. You know, it hurt, but I shook it off and went to work the next day. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing big deal. Made a joke about going to the hospital for a paper cut or something like that. And he went on, I guess, to call Will Suge Smith or something like that. But when he speak about it in depth, he going to get paid for it, as he should. And it is what it is, man. But this your boy P Camp. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Put something in the comments for your boy.